So, welcome everybody to the Identifying Survival Energy Patterns. So, today we're going to be focusing on the first chakra and the leaving pattern. But before we do that, let's do our healer's prep and clearing. So, I invite you all either to stand up, sit down, and we'll get going. So, just take a moment just to close your eyes and take a few deep inhales and exhales. Just noticing you in the room that you're in, just what it took to get here. If you were busy right up to the last moment, what you have to do afterwards, and just putting that all off to the side, and that you'll come back to it when you're done. And just focusing, turning that focus inward towards you. Maybe even as you do that, you take another deep inhale and exhale, and allowing all of that, whatever is here, tension, stress, worry, let it all go out the bottoms of your feet. And now you're taking the time just for you. So I'm just going to start doing healer's prep and clearing. The clearing just by allowing my arms to float up by the sides, shoulder height, and then turning the palms up towards the ceiling at the halfway point, all the way up. Hands go up above your head, bending at the elbows, and then pressing down your hands to the floor, closing your eyes or have a soft gaze. And just taking your time, there's no hurry, right? Clearing your energy bubble all the way around you and all the way through you. So I kind of like to think of like a syringe, right? Kind of like cleaning the syringe, pushing all that water or whatever's in the syringe all the way out. And try to inhale as you bring your arms up over your head and exhale as you press down. Clearing, clearing, clearing. Whatever is not serving you, you don't have to hang on to it. And soften those knees. Just relaxing your arms, your shoulders, your mouth, your jaw, your tummy, your legs, all the way down. And just pause for a moment before you do the filling. And letting your hands hang down by your sides. And now I like, before we even do the filling, think of something, imagine something. What do you want to fill your energy bubble with? Maybe there's something that you're lacking today. You just want to have a color, an image, a mantra, affirmation. And let's do that now as we fill 3 times. We're going to do 3 passes. So again, inhaling as you bring your arms up towards the ceiling, flipping those palms up, reaching up all the way up into the ceiling, and then pressing down, right? That you can be universal energy, that image, that color, whatever you want, and you can change it up. Maybe it's a rainbow of light. There's no right or wrong way to do this. This is for you and only you. And have fun with it, right? We're here to have fun, to live our life. Maybe you need to wiggle it in or do some jumping, bringing that beautiful energy into you. Maybe it tickles. There's a little giggle there, a laugh. And then when you're finished, just hang out again. And just noticing how you feel now compared to when we started. And then placing one hand over your heart, one on your lower belly, making that connection to your physical body. Allowing your body to receive you. Allowing your body to hold your heart in the palm of your hand, allowing your lower belly, allowing that palm to hold your lower belly in the palm of your hand. And it could be like, ah, a sigh of relief. Whew. Wow, that feels good. And if it doesn't, that's okay too. Maybe I don't want to have my hands on my body today. But check it in with you. And then bringing your hands over your heart center, giving thanks to yourself for taking this time for today. If you want, you can press the back of your thumbs into your chest, making that connection with your heart. And to see if you can just curl the ends of your mouth up, even if you have to force a smile. Just giving yourself gratitude. So much gratitude. Thank you, thank you, thank you to Mother Earth, to the divine, to each other, to yourself for being here today, for showing up for others. And then when you feel ready, you can just slowly remove your hands from your body. Open and close your eyes, take a stretch, shake it out, whatever feels good to you. And then we'll have a seat again. Hello, hello, hello. So I'm going to share my screen with you. I have a few slides to go through, and then we'll go into a experimental exercise. So just invite you to sit back, relax. You can take notes if you want or not. So today we're going to be exploring the root chakra and the leaving pattern. As we explore I'll be going over the next like 4 months, all of the different chakras, the 1st through 7 chakra, and the 5 survival patterns. So this is just an overview of the chakras and the survival patterns, and this may be information that you already know. First, I just want to look at the image that's on the left of the different chakras. And starting at the bottom, the root chakra, all the way down. And in this picture, I would even take it down further as the root chakra, the 1st chakra, right? It points right down at the earth. In each chakra, there's 7 main chakras. They're shaped like a funnel. So just like a funnel that you would use in the kitchen to pour liquid into a jar or something, it has the skinnier end and the fat end. And the skinnier end points, both with the 1st chakra, points all the fat end points all the way down to the earth. And the skinnier end points up into right between the legs. And the 1st and the 7th chakra, the 1st chakra points down to the earth, the 7th chakra points up into the universe. The other chakras, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, have a front chakra and a back chakra, a front side and a back side. And the front side is what we call the emotional side. This is where we kind of like just take all that emotion in. And that makes a lot of sense because our heart is right there in the middle to take in whatever is coming towards us or at us. And then the back side is what we call our will side. So just keeping that in mind. And the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th chakra, so they have a front side and a back side. And those funnels, wider end is pointing out away from us. And then the thinner end is pointing inward toward our body. And the 7 main chakras run along a electrical power current, or I like to say cord. So think of just like an electric cord when you plug in a light or you plug in to something. So the cord runs through our body from head to toe, and it sits just in front of our spine. And that cord, right, has a plug that plugs us into the earth from one end, the root, and then one that plugs us into the universe from the crown chakra. So just imagine that plug, that current just going all the way through our body, right? And so the idea, even like with something that you plug into a light, right? That plug, that cord has to have no kinks in it, or it can't have like an open wire or anything like that because it might not work right, or it may short out. And so just like us, the ideal is to have this this beautiful alignment of current that runs right through us. And then over time, our lifetime, things happen in our lives, things happen to us, good things, not so good things. And this cord may get, usually does, distortions in it. And this distortions can look like a block, something that's stagnant, like maybe there's a little energy going through it. Sometimes there's no energy go through it. And so what happens, just like a light that we plug into, it may not work so well, may not work as smoothly as we'd like it to. So when we're doing this work in somagetics, right, we're working with the chakra system, we're also working with the survival patterns. And when we have clients come to us, and even with ourselves, our family members, our friends, right, we may be running really efficiently, or we may not be running so efficiently. We may be aware of it, we may not even be aware of it. And the more that we do this work, the more that we are conscious and aware of how we're showing up in the world, how we're showing up for ourselves, how we're showing up for each other, we become more aware of what's really happening in our bodies. Right? There's so many different systems in our bodies that we are learning about and paying attention to, and so that we can have a more efficient system, and then we can live in a more, joyful, purposeful life, feeling like our whole self. And I mean whole self with WHOLE. So looking at the root chakra, also known as the first chakra, I attach that. I think it correlates to the leaving pattern. And the root chakra is located at the base of the spine. And it really relates to survival, stability, security, our base foundation. And if you're familiar with Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right, we need a base foundation before we build anything, whether we're building a relationship, whether we're building a house, what other things can we build upon? A business, right? We need a really secure base foundation so that we can keep adding to it and it doesn't fall over. So the root chakra, I correlate it to the leaving pattern. Then the leaving pattern, like the wounding side, is that it wasn't safe to embody the body. So the being, the human being, had to check out of the body in order to survive. The sacral chakra, the second chakra, right there, and those sexual organs, I correlate that to the merging pattern. This is the merging pattern if we're looking at the wounded side, right? Wanting to connect to something, somebody else. Give me, give me, give me. And we can lose touch with ourselves and focus on the other person in order to feel good about ourselves. And I'm just going to be going through this really basic, not going into a lot of detail, because each month we'll be going into more detail. The solar plexus chakra, also known as the third chakra, right there below your breastbones. I correlate to the enduring pattern, and that influences power, confidence, self-esteem, that connection to other people, and like how we are showing up in the world and what we are doing in the world. The heart chakra, I correlate that to the challenger defender pattern, and it's located right in the center of the chest, right there, the heart chakra. And that's our embodiment to love, compassion, and connection. And I also believe it has to do with trust. And the challenger defender in the wounding part, a lot of that energy comes from the back of the heart, the back, the will power. So we'll be looking at the wounded side and also the gift side. The throat chakra, I believe it correlates to the achiever pattern, that pattern of self-expression, communication, and truth. Now, the achiever pattern is more about perfectionism, a sense of control, and also in that sense of speaking truth, not able to speak the truth because they're trying to be perfect, and will put their needs to the side and focus on not themselves, but other things to feel a sense of control and a sense really of belonging. And as I say all this, I'm thinking of other patterns of this too. Now, interesting, the third eye, I am not correlating that to any one specific chakra, because I feel that all of the patterns really have their own insight, intuition, and perception of the situation, just like they can all show up in the different chakras too. But this one is, I think, a little bit different. And then the crown chakra, that I can relate that to the leaving pattern. That's really the gift of it, because the leaving pattern, right, does not feel grounded, it's not okay being in their body, but the gift side of that is that they use their crown chakra to connect to their divine, the universe, their spirituality. So the first chakra, also known as the root chakra, is located again at the base of the spine. It represents our foundation and grounds us in the physical world. So just like a tree does, right? It has its roots, and its roots are planted into the soil, into the earth, which allows the tree to grow above the earth, to spread its limbs, and then all the way up. It has a crown, all the way reaches up as high as it can as it grows and grows and grows over the years to the universe. And again, that root chakra, the first chakra, governs our sense of safety, security, and survival instincts, that basic foundation. Characteristics of the first chakra: stability. The root chakra provides a sense of stability and grounding, so we can show up the way we want to show up in the world, and we can do what we want to do. And its survival instincts are to, again, food, shelter, and safety, our basic needs being met. The physical health, though, if we have imbalances in the root chakra, can manifest into so many different issues related to the lower body, lower back pain, digestive problems, right? These are just a couple to name a lot of them. And really the psychological issue is that I don't feel I have a right to be here, or have a right at all. So the activation and balancing, how do we work with the first chakra, the root chakra? When we're not in our gift, we were in our wound, if you want to phrase it like that, or we're not feeling grounded in our bodies. And that's when we can use practices, techniques such as meditation, yoga, breath work, walking barefoot in the grass, outside, on top of rocks and water, right? To really make that connection to the earth, and spending time in nature, laying on the grass, hugging a tree, putting your back up against a tree, you name it. I bet everyone here has 5 different ways that they already do it. And then balancing the root chakra fosters a sense of security, stability, enables us to navigate life's challenges with greater resilience. And so we look at the survival energy pattern now. The survival energy pattern associated with the root chakra is to our primal instincts of self-preservation. And this pattern influences our behaviors and responses in situations where our survival feels threatened. So understanding this pattern can help us identify and address underlying fears and insecurities. So we look at a person has this wounding of the leaving pattern, right? We even find people with this pattern that like to be in the woods by themselves, alone, go camping by themselves. These are the people that will hike the Pacific Crest Trail from Mexico all the way up to the Canadian border by themselves. They feel a sense of security by themselves. And that can also be a great gift. And also part of that is because they don't feel safe or comfortable being with other people, let alone being in their body. So the leaving pattern, the context or survival energy, right, refers to our tendency to flee or avoid situations that triggers feelings of insecurity. And that feeling of insecurity can lead to not trusting either ourselves or other people or situations. And this can manifest as avoidance of situations, a fear of taking risks, or a reluctance to face challenges. They may feel a lack of motivation. And also that even though they may be physically in the body, to avoid situations, they are out of their body. They may be checked out. This is when you hear the, I don't know, if you were to ask somebody in the leaving pattern, they might hear like, I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea. Did I say that? I don't think I said that. So there's a lot of avoidance, right? There's a lot of avoidance. While leaving the body, while checking out of the body, whether you're physically present in a room with people or you're really not in a room with people, may provide temporary relief, but it often reinforces the feelings of powerlessness and perpetuates that cycle of fear, a fear of being in the body, feel being present. So, what do we do to heal and transform? So, healing the leaving power with the first chakra involves embodiment. Embodiment. And practices such as orienting self to the physical plane, right? Just being in the room that you're in, knowing that you're safe, nothing's going to happen to you. Coalescing with self, right? Becoming that whole body, that whole person, and just attaching to the body instead of leaving to the body, come back into the body, right? All of that embodiment leads to a strong core, a sense of self, and the affirmations of I exist. I have a right to be here. I have a right to live on this planet called Earth, right? And then I can live the life that I came to live, that I want to live. And that's what we call embodiment. So the conclusion. So the first chakra or the root chakra plays a crucial role in our sense of security and survival. Understanding this survival energy pattern associated with the root chakra and the leaving pattern can help us navigate life with greater resilience and empowerment. And by addressing these imbalances and healing patterns that no longer serve us, we can cultivate a strong foundation, that base foundation for personal growth and well-being. So that was a very short presentation on the leaving pattern correlating to the first chakra. So what I'd like to do now is lead you through an exercise. And I'm just going to invite all of you just to relax into your chair. However, when you relax into your chair, I also want to keep the bottoms of your feet on the floor. So I invite you to lean forward a little bit so you're not resting your backside on the chair or wherever you're sitting. So that it may feel a little uncomfortable. You may have to scooch up in your seat so you can have your feet on the floor. And when we gauge our backside, our spine, we're also engaging our will side. So the idea is to balance our front side, our emotional side, and our back side, or will side. Part of this exercise is why I don't want you resting your back against something, because we're going to be doing something. So closing your eyes or having a soft gaze in front of you, not focusing on anything. And noticing the bottoms of your feet touching the floor. And if it helps, you can either tap your feet on the floor, move them back and forth, kind of make some friction. So you're like, oh yeah, if you have carpet or a rug or you feel like, oh yeah, there's the floor. I'm feeling my feet can feel the floor. Kind of like waking yourself up there. And then take an inhale and just kind of sit up straighter and roll your shoulders back. Do that a couple of times. You may need to adjust your body as you're sitting. And this is not about sitting still or in one position. We're going to be just adjusting ever so subtly. And then feeling like your butt touching whatever you're sitting on, feeling like the weight of your legs, like just allow that to relax into the chair. It's like, whew, yeah, I don't have to hold myself up. Remember, we're using our objective observer. We're not judging ourselves or criticizing ourselves. Just noticing your posture. Like I'm just noticing my stomach is like kind of like projecting outward, and I have that curve in my lower back, which I usually do. So then I adjust that, maybe tuck my tailbone under a little bit, which pushes my shoulders, my breastbone out. So making these little adjustments while relaxing and taking some deep inhales and exhales. And just noticing your breath, where it's landing in your body. Is it in your belly, in your throat, in your chest? Am I even breathing right now? And not forcing anything. We're just noticing with our objective observer. And I'd like you to bring your attention now all the way to the tippy of your tailbone, right there, all the way coccyx. So right as our tailbone, as our spine gets all the way down into our hips and into our butt, like it just gets smaller, smaller, smaller. And so like there's just a point early at the coccyx. And this being really the first chakra, how that tip points down in between our legs towards the floor. And just imagine that there was a rope, and you can make it any kind of rope. It could be silk, whatever you want. And attached to that rope was an anchor, just like an anchor that is attached to a boat. And you're just letting that anchor drop, right? It's not going to like be a heavy anchor. It's not going to cause any pain or anything like that. Allow it to drop all the way to the center of the earth, right? And there's as much rope as you need. And you can make this as beautiful as you want. Maybe the anchor is something else to you. Maybe it's a different object. And just imagine just like the anchor of a boat that drops to the sandy bottom of the ocean floor, like as it just sinks all the way down. And so the boat's anchored, right? It's not going to move. It's not going to go anywhere. So just imagine your anchor connecting you to the center of the earth, the core of the earth. And you're not going to be going anywhere. You're not going to float up, float away, fly away. You are connected ever so gently. And as I say that, your body may even tense up, like, oh, I don't like that. I don't want that. And see if you can relax into that. And just name it. Name what's happening in your body. Invite it in. Invite a sense of relaxation, a connection to the earth. And as you do that, notice your body softening. Like there's no holding. Yeah, you may be getting yawning. Allow whatever's here to just to show up. And notice if your legs are just softening. And there's this tingling going on, or you may be feeling some heat or some coolness coming in. And just allow that to be here. It may tingle, you may get a little jitter, you may get, ooh, like, what is that? Allowing that to happen. And now I'd like you to attach the color red, really a deep red, to the sensation that is coming in the bottoms of your feet, into your legs, into your lower half of your body. Maybe even to where that rope is attached to the end of your coccyx, your first chakra. And following your rope, all the way down to the center of the earth where it's attached to the anchor. And allow this energy exchange from the earth to travel up this rope all the way into the bottoms of your feet, into your legs, into your coccyx, the first chakra, into the lower half of your body. While you keep breathing, inhale and exhale, relaxing your mouth and your jaw. And if the energy wants to travel up to the rest of your body, into your core, into your hands and your arms, your fingers, up through your neck, your head, and out the top of your head, allow that to happen. If not, that's okay. And bringing your attention, this is like a ping pong ball, noticing your connection to the core of the earth and to your root chakra, your first chakra. Just kind of ping ponging with your attention, your focus, right? And that connection. Wow. I have this connection with my body, myself, to the earth. And say to yourself, I have a right to be here. You can either say it in your mind or out loud to yourself. I have a right to be here. I have a right to live in this body and be present in my body. And I have a right to live on this earth, this planet we call Earth. I have a right to live on this planet we call Earth. And what anything else you want to tell yourself. And notice as you repeat these affirmations to yourself, notice what's happening inside your body. Notice any sensations. Pleasant ones, unpleasant, neutral. And I'm going to ask you just to expand. If they're pleasant, neutral, expand those sensations. Make them 10 times bigger. If that means you want to stand up, whatever your body wants to do, just do it. Take up your space. Take up the space in your room. Imagine your hands reaching, touching from one wall to the other wall. As you're breathing, keep breathing, inhaling and exhaling. And now I'm going to invite you just to give yourself a hug. Reaching, crossing your hands over your chest and just touching, squeezing your arms, making that connection with yourself. And you can use the affirmations again. I have a right to be here. I have a right to live in my body, exist in my body. I have a right to live on this planet we call Earth. And if you want to take your hands down the rest of your body, all the way to the floor, even touching your head. And noticing if you feel safe in your body. Oh. And if not, it's okay too. It's all okay. We're exploring, we're experimenting, we're an invitation to be in your body and being curious and open. So just taking another minute and close your eyes. If there's anything you want to tell yourself now from this experiment, coming back into the room that you're in. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Take care. All right. Bye-bye.